Relative formula mass is the sum total of the relative atomic masses of all the atoms in a compound. The relative formula masses of atoms can be found on the periodic table. The periodic table is a list of all known elements in order of atomic number. The relative atomic mass number is the larger number at the top. This is the number that is used in the calculation of relative formula mass. For example, aluminium has a relative formula mass of 27. What is the relative formula mass of sodium chloride? The first stage is to write the formula for the compound. There is only one sodium and one chlorine in this compound. The periodic table can be used to find the relative atomic masses of these atoms. The number of each atom is multiplied with the relative formula mass, and the sum total of these is the relative formula mass of the compound. The relative formula mass of sodium chloride is 58.5. What is the relative formula mass of calcium hydroxide? Again, the first step is to write the formula of the compound. Then the atoms in the compound are counted. Calcium hydroxide has one calcium atom, two oxygen atoms and two hydrogen atoms. The number outside the brackets multiplies up the atoms inside the brackets. The relative atomic mass of each atom is then multiplied by the number of each atom, and the sum total is the relative formula mass of the compound. The relative formula mass of calcium hydroxide is 74. What is the relative formula mass of aluminium sulfate? The formula for aluminium sulfate is written first, then the atoms of each element in the formula are counted. In aluminium sulfate, there are 2 aluminium atoms, 3 sulfur atoms and 12 oxygen atoms. The brackets multiply up all of the atoms inside the brackets. In aluminium sulfate, there are 3 sulfate molecules. Each sulfate contains 4 oxygen atoms, so in total, there are 12 oxygens in aluminium sulfate. When the number of atoms is established, the number of each atom is multiplied by the relative atomic mass and the relative formula mass is calculated. The relative formula mass of aluminium sulfate is 342. Remember the following rules for calculating relative formula mass. Number 1. Write the formula and check it is correct. Number 2. Use the periodic table to find the RAM for each atom. Number 3. Multiply this by the number of atoms. Number 4. Add them all together.